Only on 7, new information that has not been made public until now about the driver who was beaten by Inkster police.
7 investigator Jim Kirchner brought you the exclusive interview with the officer who was fired over that beating, and tonight he joins us with more on what the other cops are saying. Jim, so what are they telling you now?
Right here, in their own words, these police reports have not been released because this was an ongoing criminal investigation into the police. Officer Bill Melendez is the only one who's been fired, which is why he chose now to do the interview with us. Other cops cannot talk, but their incident reports tell their story.
This is a split-second decision. It's one scene, and it can affect your entire life or the life of others.
Some of those others are Floyd Dent, the man arrested and beaten on video, and the other officers on the scene. Officer Chuck Randazzo writes he raced to the scene with lights and sirens, hearing the fight in progress on the radio, and officers were still trying to subdue Dent. Randazzo writes he gave Dent 2 foot strikes, kicks to his right hand area, arm, that was under his stomach area, body, to break his hold on his shirt. The second strike worked. I pulled his right arm hand out from under his stomach area, body, and placed his right wrist in the handcuffs. After Dent was raised up and leaned over a police car, Randazzo wrote, I searched him for contraband and weapons, and none were found on his person. Randazzo is one of the cops under scrutiny and is the union steward taking Melendez's firing for excessive force to arbitration.
You were out there.
That is correct.
What happened in your mind?
Well, unfortunately, it's still an ongoing investigation. I'm not able to speak on that matter.
You could be in trouble too?
I could be, yes.
Are you worried about it?
No, I know we didn't do anything wrong at that time.
Sergeant Kritzer writes in his report that Dent was refusing to give his hands and kept trying to pull the cuffed hand away. I yelled taser and drive-stunned Dent in the stomach area, and Dent pushed that taser away. I then drive-stunned Dent in the thigh area, and he also pulled away. I drive-stunned Dent a third time in the stomach area for approximately 5 seconds, and Dent slightly complied, rolling onto his stomach. Dent was still struggling and not giving his hand. Officer Randazzo arrived and got the second cuff on. Dent was bleeding heavily and had a 1-inch cut near his right eye. A doctor later diagnosed a fractured orbital. Dent was blood tested later at the hospital, and another officer, Munson, writes, a lab report as to the blood analysis was received from the MSP lab. The analysis was negative as to alcohol, but the sample was too small for the lab to analyze it for other drugs. The officer writes a search warrant was submitted to the Wayne County prosecutor to get Dent's medical records. And that's where the reports end. You chose to do this interview. Why are you doing this? What do you want people to know about Bill Melendez?
I want them to know that there are always 2 sides to every story. And I understand that with the ongoing investigation that Mr. Dent and his attorney has a job to do. He has a job to, 1, clear his client, and 2, to obtain a financial amount of money for his client.
Dent and his attorneys got the resisting arrest charge tossed out of court, but are still fighting a cocaine possession charge. They say the crack cocaine was planted by Melendez. Melendez denies that. Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy will announce her decision on charges against the police officers on Monday morning.
A lot of people, I mean, you know, this has gone national. People have watched that video. I mean, what does he say when he's watching the video? I mean, I know he tried to explain it to you, but even when he says that he was bitten, I don't ever see him even jump like he, you know?
You know, it's hard to tell by looking at the video. There's so much activity going on. We've looked at it slowed down. Whether he's telling the truth or not, he said he had red marks and swelling on his arm under 4 layers of clothing. That was not verified by anyone else. I did ask him in the interview, have you ever lied? Have you ever planted evidence? He says no.
I heard you say that as well. Well, I guess we're all going to have to wait to see what the prosecutor has to say
Everything
on Monday.
comes down to the wire on Monday morning.
A lot of people watching for sure, Jim, and you've been doing a great job following it from the beginning.
Thank you, Jim. We're going to turn now to